It is often said that dogs possess some sort of sixth sense. They are intuitive and instinctive, so when they sense something, they never stop until they get their answers. This may be one of the reasons why we love dogs so very much. After all, when any one of us is asked what our favorite pet is, the majority of us would answer that dogs are our favorite. Don't even start with how loyal and emotionally helpful they are. Dogs would die for their owners, and even though they can't speak to us, they make sure through their actions and behavior to love us unconditionally. So when you see a dog acting weird and motioning you to follow them, always make sure you do. This dog right here is living proof that dogs always guard their owners' back, and they're the salt of the earth. On a typical day, a policeman was just going about doing his job surveying his area. He didn't expect the day to become such an eventful one in his career as a policeman, but little did he know that his four-legged furry friend was going to change his whole day. The police officer's name is Jeff Gonzalez. He became very curious after witnessing a dog that was roaming the streets, but then he didn't want to think too much about it, so he remained calm. In his head, he just assumed the dog got lost and was trying to find his way home. Officer Gonzalez didn't for 1 second think that the dog was aware of where he was going, and that it was him that his pup was actually looking for. Like we said, it was just another day on the job for Officer Gonzalez. It was like his other normal patrol work in the morning time. This was on February 13, 2015 in Germantown, Wisconsin. Officer Gonzalez was just doing his job, trying to find any problems or crimes happening in the street. It was during the winter time, and since it had constantly snowed for about a couple days, the weather was chilly. In fact, it was so cold outside that there was no one to be seen. The streets were all vacant, and hence there wasn't much to do for the officer. Officer Gonzalez was so shocked to see this random dog that was walking around the city on this cold winter's day. He then decided to check up on him. This officer had always tried his best to keep the streets safe from any danger or threats. He'd always been an efficient officer who took his job very seriously and never saw any problem in the streets as too minor. Officer Gonzalez would even go out of his way to help lost pets find their homes. This was not even written in his job description. This kind act that Officer Gonzalez would do definitely kept him very busy, but to him this was a service to the community. And indeed it is, because think about all the poor lost pets during the winter time that are suffering because of the cold weather. To his surprise, on this very cold winter morning, the dog that he saw was not the one who needed help. Officer Gonzalez was about to get the shock of his life, as this dog was not lost at all. At first, the officer didn't want to jump to conclusions, although he did think the dog was lost. Since there was nothing much to do and he was curious enough, he decided to check on this mysterious dog. So Officer Gonzalez made his way towards the street this dog was on. He soon found the dog even more strange because of his behavior. When he got closer to where the dog was, he noticed that this pup was acting weird, running back and forth and giving out loud barks. He could see the dog was extremely frantic. It was clear from how he behaved that something was definitely wrong. So then Gonzalez began to worry that the dog might run into the road and that a car might hit him. He didn't want to scare the dog, so he slowly parked nearby. The dog's strange behavior would have alarmed anyone who saw it, right? But since this particular morning there was nobody to be seen in the streets, Officer Gonzalez became the only person to spot the anxious dog. As the officer parked near the dog, he saw him, so as soon as the dog noticed the officer's car pulling up next to him, his movements stopped and he just barked. So when Officer Gonzalez began to roll down his window, this dog started to excitedly wag his tail. Officer Gonzalez moved out of his car, and then the dog started to run around once again. At first, Gonzalez was thinking that he might have scared the dog, but when he looked ahead, he discovered something else. It was almost as if the officer had stepped into the set of a movie. The dog was acting like one of those clever dogs we see in films and television shows. When the officer got out of his car, the dog suddenly stopped running and then glanced back to look at Officer Gonzalez. From his gestures, it was clear this mysterious dog wanted the officer to quickly follow his lead. So obviously, Officer Gonzalez became very curious. He decided to go and follow where this dog wanted to take him. The place where this all happened was the Autumn Ridge neighborhood, a very quiet residential area, and locals say that nothing much ever happens here. This dog then made its way to the driveway off of County Line Road, and just then, Officer Gonzalez realized what happened.